Hola, ComPODres. Welcome back to another episode. It is your host with the most from the West Coast, SB Press, reporting live from Mastermind Media. And as always, to my left, Lance the Man himself.
Yep.
And also to my right, Joe Rosati himself.
What's happening?
We always laugh every time.
I can't help it.
Every time.
I hope you guys are ready for a dope-ass treat today, ComPODres. We got a nice story of Joe, some information you guys can definitely use. And please, like that, ComPODres, let's go.
Let's go.
Quit. Yeah, gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets. Yeah, better move out the way cause I'm coming with hard.
Who in history has the best skits, sketches, whatever you want to call them, comedy-wise? Who would you give that title to?
Ooh, easy.
And what's the best one?
I almost wanted to let Mark go first because it looked like he was going to say the same one I was going to say.
Skits, sketches.
On three. 1, 2, 3. King
Dave
Batch.
Chappelle.
Oh,
Two different skits.
You can now explain. Let's hear it.
Go ahead.
From Ashy Larry to the
What's the best one?
The player haters ball. Oh man,
The best one.
I think the best one is probably his Rick James skits.
There you go.
I don't know. That
Or
Fear
even
Factor
Prince.
shit was funny. Joe Rogan, I smoke rocks.
So you're liking Chappelle too then?
Well, no, I mean, that was what I'm going to
He's
pick.
the GOAT
but
when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skits,
But
skits.
I see that mess.
Key and Peele though, huh?
Well,
Yes.
he said that they took his swag when he went to Africa, right?
Yeah, facts. I mean, Clayton Bigsby. That
was a good
that's
one.
the hard-
Okay.
I mean,
That
to
was
me,
good.
that's
That
the
was
top.
good.
Okay.
The best skit I've ever seen.
Who's that?
The Dave Chappelle show when he did the black KKK guy.
Yes.
Clayton Bigsby.
He was blind.
Yeah, and blind.
Yeah, but you know, Red Fox,
genius.
all his sketches, those were all one take back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, he always, and what's sad about it, he died of a heart attack, but he always faked a heart attack all the time.
All the time.
All the time. I love Red Fox. He's one of my favorites.
Legend.
He did some badass sketches too.
Oh,
So
yeah, he was live TV, but you know, there's riffs and stuff that people do. I mean, what's his name? Wayne Brady. He does.
He does some
What's your line? What's it called? Isn't that
Whose line is it?
Whose
Yeah,
line is it? You know.
yeah.
All the improv and stuff like that.
Yeah. So Dave Chappelle, huh?
yeah, I know what you
okay.
say. What do you say?
Yeah, Chappelle.
I'd have to go with him, man.
Hey, I
Even
finally
though-
won something.
but see, the thing is about the sketches. I mean, Pryor was always on stage.
Yeah. We don't even include. Yeah.
It's like when people say the GOAT argument.
Right.
It's almost like, all right, take the one person's name out of it that can't be touched. Okay, we can't say Jordan then. So
There you go.
it's just kind of like, well, at least in my opinion. I don't know about that.
Okay, I agree
Other
with you
people
on
want
that.
to, be stat heads and stuff, and say who.
Oh yeah,
that-
they love the stat heads. Love to be
But
stat heads.
the main stat I care about is getting to the final dance and winning it.
That's right.
But
That's why some Clipper fan the other day was trying to talk shit. He goes, "Well, you guys want to talk about the past, and what about the present?" I'm like, "Bro."
what was it like? Not even fully 3 seasons.
And he was
ago?
old, he was an older dude too, and he was from South Carolina and told me how much of a Clipper fan he was. I'm like, "Bro,
He must have been under a rock then. If he said,
they're never gonna get a chip.
no.
Just get to the finals. How about we start there? Let's
They
just
had
call it what
squad.
it is."
Right.
Kawhi just can't stay healthy.
No,
PG
it's-
can't stay healthy.
no.
T. Lue's a great coach.
I mean, I'll tell you what
And
about
he's a
basketball.
championship coach.
He is.
And I'll admit to it, like I'm an old school basketball fan. As you guys know, you got me into a little bit more. It was fun for the playoffs this year. But I'll tell you one thing: everyone's hurt. Always,
Always.
Yeah.
always.
It is
Everybody
crazy.
is hurt, and it's crazy to me.
I think it's the shoes they're wearing.
Yeah.
Literally. They got to
Low
look
ankle,
good.
not
The low,
As long as they look good, it don't
they
matter.
look good. Yeah.
and I'm even scared for Steph Curry because he even wears, low ankle shoes
Low-
Yeah.
with ankle
I
braces.
don't understand it.
I mean,
So-
back in the day, Chuck Taylors had more support. Shit, let's just call it what it is.
Wow.
They're lighter, but it's just like the ankle support to me is just because it's always a tweak every time.
Yeah,
Or ankle
for sure.
roll,
They're always
or
rolling or
foot,
something like that.
something.
Well, I guess
knee,
it's easier since the game is a little bit more softer.
I guess.
I guess.
Yeah. But you do see injuries a lot more.
Yeah.
Good way to start the pod, man.
Yes, but let's go ahead and give a big thank you to a supporting compadre.
Okay.
And also a up and coming guest.
Nice.
Oh, right on.
So
Right
Joe,
on.
do us the honor. This was gifted from us to us from Hawaii.
Oh, wow.
Hawaii.
Yes, all the way
Nice.
from Hawaii. So this person will be flying in
That's cool.
to to sit in with us and give their expertise on this awesomeness.
Nice, man. That's cool. Thank you so much.
Awesomely wrapped this damn thing.
Now the joke of this all was making Joe open this.
This is Joe on Christmas morning.
Not with this.
A bear getting into some food.
Get the mitts going.
Perfect. That was easy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, read that out loud for
Dear
us.
Thomas.
Yes.
Who's the author? That's our
Who's
guest,
the author,
huh?
Joe?
Daniela Sider.
Yes.
Nice.
Danielle, we appreciate it so much. I will be taking this home to read it first. I'll pass it out when I'm done.
Sounds good.
But yes.
That's a dope color.
Oh, well, I'm sure it's available on.
Oh yes, it's available everywhere where you can, get your great books, Barnes and Nobles and stuff like that. But this right here personally was gifted to us and everything.
Nice.
Hardcover. And can't say thank you enough. So thank
Definitely
you so
be taking
much.
a read.
Thank you so much.
And
Yes.
can't wait to where you, joining us here at the table, and giving us your awesome story.
Sounds so good.
All right,
Dope.
compadres. So, do we start with Joe's favorite day of the week?
Oh, are we doing that?
Do we do that?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and
All
bring
right.
it back.
I know.
Joe.
Let me hydrate for this one.
Yeah. Joe.
It's the weirdo of the week.
You're weird.
Yes, y'all. We're bringing it back. Boys' night.
That's right. That's
Dang.
right. That's
Hot
right.
fire. Who would like to go first with the weirdo?
I'll go.
Okay.
I'm totally unprepared, so go ahead, please.
This happened the other night on the block I live on, and it was just weird. So, taking Howie out, this guy will work, chilling. This dude runs up to his car. It's parked right here. He's fiddling around with the keys. He takes off. Less than 30 seconds later, another car parked. Okay? Dude gets out all frantic. He's going through the back seat with the flashlight and going through everything. I'm sitting here, this motherfucker's doing a drug deal or something. They were dropping off the car, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm watching. And he won't look over at me at all. And I'm right across from him. And we know some people don't want to look at me. I get it. Right? So then he leaves, doesn't look at me. And 20 seconds later, the dude that left the first time in the car, he's running back. And I'm just sitting here and I look at Howie and he starts barking and shit because he knew there was something weird. And I was just like,
Barks at weirdos.
it was the strangest thing I saw, but it had to be some kind of weird ass shit moving. It was just weird to me. And just to see the whole thing.
I think you called it.
Yeah.
You called it. What
Exactly
you
for
said.
what
Yeah,
it was.
it was
bro.
what
Probably-
it was. He's
probably what
going
it
through
was.
the back and he didn't even look over at me.
Facts.
If the first thing that comes to mind when you see it is what
That's
it is,
probably
That's
what
what
it
it was.
is.
So that shit was
Low-key.
funny to me to watch. But it was the dude running back where he took the first car. He was running back. I'm like, why is he running? What are you doing? And he couldn't run.
he was running the play.
You know, it's just I know I can't run no damn sprint. I might be able to do man. I'll give you
You couldn't
whatever.
give us a
I can
40-yard
train
dash?
no, hell, I probably could give you one.
Okay.
I might be
Okay.
sore for about a week, but whatever.
Wait for that, compadres.
Well, you and Ricky said you guys were gonna go ahead and fire off 40-yard dashes.
Oh, y'all
I'm-
racing?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Check
That's
my
cool.
birth certificate.
I want to
Ricky.
see that.
Born
Yeah.
ready.
That's what. Hey, I was sanctioning that whole thing,
Say less.
You're putting money down?
and I
Say
was.
less.
I'll put it on P.
It'll be very nice to
Think
teach
I'll put
him
it
a
on P,
lesson.
too.
It'll be very nice to teach.
Ricky,
I don't mind coming out of retirement. I really don't.
Ricky
It's gonna
might
be
have
worth
some long strides, though.
That's what he
And-
talked
and
about.
That's
He
perfectly
might.
fine. That's perfectly
But see,
fine.
here's my thing about this whole thing, okay? If it happens. Ricky don't talk about working out or anything or running anymore. I know you start a little bit again.
I got to get ready for
And
TV.
it goes back to who's ever in shape to do it because I ain't. Fuck that.
I got a lot of good, athleticism still left in me. So definitely looking forward to that whenever we put that together.
That's funny. That's cool, dude. That's the first time I'm hearing this. Yeah. Yeah, let's get behind this. Let's make it a spectacle. Let's do it Instagram live or
whatever.
something.
Yeah, I think we should.
We'll figure out the track. We'll go ahead and we can do 100. We can do a 40.
Well, I think
we
he
can
was
do-
talking 40s.
We can. Oh yeah, he wanted to see what each other's 40s was because when he told me what his 40 was, I was just like,
See-
I stopped talking. There was nothing more to talk about.
So what will happen is you guys can run the 40. He can clock and I'll drink a 40.
oh, okay.
How we gotta let Ricky respond, right?
No, Ricky will. No, Ricky, clip that.
Love you, big dog. Get better, man. Keep
For
getting
sure,
better,
facts,
bro.
man.
My weirdo this week will be Jonathan Majors.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's hear this. Let me hear this.
Now, it's been brought to me that the ex-girlfriend was arrested due to the accusations that she filed. And
I seen that.
falsely.
Yeah.
You're right. But as of, I believe it was yesterday or this morning when I read it, there was 40 more accusations coming out against him. 40 more. for the Marvel heads out there, Kang, you're getting conquered, bro. You're getting conquered.
Do you think it's a pile on though, man? You see this happen, like 1 or 2 get filed, and then people just, if they've had an interaction or they brush shoulders with the guy,
and that's the worst part about the whole game that it is, because it's just, I'm not saying people don't deserve the right to take the time to build the courage and confidence to let it out, because it does take time to share something like that with people.
Right.
But what I am saying is it could help the next person by you coming forth sooner. So for the extra people that are just now coming out after the fact, it's like, how come this wasn't said prior to the trial?
Right.
Just my opinion.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I mean, I've seen all this, and it sucks because his career just started budding, you know, and he just started kind of, you know, getting these big roles and reoccurring stuff.
That's why now, I mean, I should just tell Mark, you should just, you know, start selling security teams and make sure you watch who they get engaged with, and you know, hey, everybody's got to sign the waiver or whatever. They might as well just start the NDA, because I'm telling you right now,
I know some people that can definitely work security privately, and they come with their own protection. Legal though.
That's hilarious.
What you got, Lance?
I'm gonna give the Weirdo of the Week to myself. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Had a weird one this week, man. It's something that, you know. So it's a quick little funny story, but personal. So obviously, you guys know I'm working a new job. Right?
Right.
They had a bowling outing for the 4th of July, but it was on the 3rd. I pull up to this bowling alley, and you all know that I bowl a little bit, right? Wasn't talking no shit, nothing. I was chilling back, had a drink. I go up. They're like, "Come on, Lance, bowl a couple frames, throw some strikes," right? I get pulled into the championship tournament, right? Where it's top 3 bowlers versus the other top 3 bowlers, right? And mind you, I haven't bowled since the last time we bowled.
Yeah.
I mean, my arm is sore now. Right. And so I get up there and I'm like, yeah, I'll throw a 150. You know, nothing. Oh, that's the highest score of the day. Come on. I get up there, dude. I totally shit the bed, right? Both like a 90. Left a lot of stuff open.
And you were pissed.
Somebody had chili cheese fries because they was shitting themselves.
I did. And why I say I'm a weirdo is because I talk that shit, you know. And I learned a lesson. Shut the fuck up. Especially when, you know, you haven't done it in a while.
Right.
Man. It's like, take a couple
It was a new
shots.
Bro, I threw
but you
7
are silent,
frames.
so I understand why.
I striked, right? I striked and walked over to the tournament.
Okay.
And it was a new lane.
That's where he
little
fucked up
slicker. I brought the ball that I was using, but yeah, man, I just was leaving them short. You know, I was trying to hit Brooklyn 710, and I just kept missing it just by like that. So I left a lot of like 4 or 5 spare frames, and I caught a couple of them, but not enough to win. So I look like a goofy in front of all my friends.
This is what he does.
New friends, new co-workers.
Okay, so for the audience that doesn't know Lance, there you go.
We're never inviting you out again.
I know when I'm going to see him and I'm going to be like,
But for the people that don't know Lance, he's the biggest competitor ever that I've met, and it's really funny. Even in beer pong, he gets pissed.
Oh yeah,
and he hasn't played beer pong forever. I mean, he thinks he can just go back out there and just wing it, and he tried, so that's why he gets upset. I think it's funny as shit.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's the first time we gave a Weirdo of the Week to somebody on the panel.
Well, hey, let's just face the facts. We're all weird on here in some way or another. Let's just call it what it is.
Love it, man.
My original weirdo was the crap I was telling you guys about yesterday, but I don't want to even shine any light on that negative person.
Right, there you go. They don't deserve it.
We're not shining
that
no
competition will get you, man. When you said beer pong, it reminded me of me and Teddy back in the day.
Oh, Jesus.
Right.
We went to Happy Endings Bar, and they were doing a tournament, right? And you go buy a pitcher of beer, boom, you do the whole thing. We got super competitive, and we go into the tournament. We were pouring the full pitcher out for each one. You're only supposed to do half a pitcher the whole time. We won the whole damn thing, but we drank twice as much as everybody else.
They was really on, that's why.
That shit had you right.
And they say the more you drink, the more you sink.
Pressure usually doesn't get to me, but it definitely, everybody, you know, I don't know these people.
I don't even know if that was pressure.
I don't know these people,
bro,
and they're all
it's not like you bowl every week.
All right, but they were, you know, I was just like, ass got tight, threw a little. I only guttered once, though.
What was the high score?
I think 159, I think the guy won with. It wasn't a good bowler either, but I would have easily beat that. I just had a shitty bowling time on that one.
That's what I say, how he gets hard on himself, and he doesn't even. He hasn't bowled.
Hey,
he hasn't
this
bowled
was a
in
movie,
a damn year.
If this was a movie, you'd come back at the end and win. And get the girl, the hot girl at the.
He would go after it.
Come back in.
He'd start practicing every day. He'd be at the lanes. You know,
they had pizza, right? And they were the guys that won. They were dancing around me like with pizzas and shit.
Yeah, Lance was pissed about that shit. Yeah.
I was like, okay. I was like, next year. Okay. And then they said, oh, let's take it to another sport. And I was like, well, it's like, oh, then.
Let's take it to another sport.
Let's play some basketball. All right, I'm done now.
They wasn't ready.
That's hilarious.
Oh God!
I can see
Literally,
I can see it right now. Pissed off he was.
I was like, really?
ComPODres. That's this week's Weirdo of the Week.
Yeah, nice.
Let's go ahead and drop it into our favorite segment that we also do.
Yes.
Mark, please let it fly.
Nice.
Got it. All right.
Let's
1,
do it.
2, 3.
Boom.
Oh, yeah. I like this.
Oh yeah.
So I guess we got to pose the question. Can you say his name?
Well,
Joey Chestnut.
Joey Chestnut.
There we go.
So reading from the middle is very hard.
Right?
Yeah, I know. So I've seen a lot of stuff on Twitter about him being the best athlete that's ever lived.
That's the thing. That's what I want. That's why I want to debate this.
There we go.
Let's do
this.
This is so interesting because they got him in a category with like Russell,
Yes.
Nadal,
Seriously.
I believe it was another woman star tennis player, like
Serena Williams.
No, probably Serena. It was like
And LeBron James.
All of them.
no, he's got more. He's got way more. He's got way more. Supposedly LeBron.
And the thing is,
It's like that's what he's saying. That he's done it 13 times. Or whatever
his
it is now.
competition is only once a year.
Facts.
Well, hold on now. I'm
Let's hear this.
not sticking up for him. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He goes around the country and does all kinds of shit.
I know that.
And I understand about being in shape to eat that because he's in good shape to eat. He's not, and there is practice before it because I saw the documentary on this.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's crazy.
and it is crazy.
It's crazy.
I just don't think it's a sport. But he does train for it.
He does.
Which does make it a sport. But you can't put it in mainstream sports. The big four. Or
Agreed.
big three, whatever you want to call it. I just, it boggled my mind when I saw that.
How much money is he making off of one of these competitions?
I don't know.
Well, look, let me say this. So he doesn't just compete once a year, right? He competes in multiple
burgers,
he's got the
asparagus,
record
oysters.
for like
He does a corn on the cob one too.
Yeah. He does it all.
35 different tournaments.
Yeah.
He has the
that's what he does
competes
for a living.
For a living.
So let me make sure this is the right guy. Yeah, Joey Chestnut told USA Today that his net worth is $4 million after he made $500,000 in 2022 alone. The Nathan's hot dog eating contest, an event Chestnut has won 14 times, pays its winner $10,000 every year. $500,000 in a single year doesn't just come from winnings, of course.
Yeah.
So he's got all kinds of stuff going on.
He's branded, and then he does all those tournaments.
How much is his tissue bill for the year?
You're right.
Seriously.
I mean, they train.
I know
those.
he's dropping bombs.
Yeah.
But they train. But see, that's the thing. They train.
Some of the that's so funny. But some of the hardest stuff, bro, when you get full,
it's ridiculous.
You're like, it's like painful, right? When you're like, you ate too much and you're like, I'm tired and
You
slow.
get the itis.
These guys, dude, it's just unbelievable.
The runner up I follow on Snapchat. So he does a bunch of different things like everything from Chick-fil-A or the biggest bowl of cereal and stuff like that, or like the most bags of marshmallows, like weird things and stuff. And again, they just got stomachs of steel.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, he trains for it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's and to me, it's not mainline. It's not, but
I get it.
But a
I
lot
get
of
your point.
people bring it up. So
Yeah,
I
truth.
wonder
Good
how
one.
does he enjoy his food then?
He doesn't. He
but
shits that shit.
He just goes right
Bro,
through.
you kidding me?
I couldn't fucking eat
and
that.
you know
many
he's
goddamn- look
grabbing
at
his
this
ass,
shit,
running
bro.
to the bathroom.
Hey, bro, I don't even eat 66 dogs a year. That was in
crazy.
2007. I don't even eat that many in a year. I maybe have 4.
They should call that the shit show then.
Well, you see what he does. He eats the hot dog
and then
and
he wets
dunks
the bum.
wets the
There's
water.
a whole
Yeah,
method
it's
behind it.
Nasty.
What you got for us, Mark?
God damn.
I know.
No, I heard that they one of the ways that they help stretch their stomach is to like eat a lot of lettuce, like pack it with lettuce. That's one of the techniques.
That's crazy.
I would wonder, like at the end, what does his stomach look like?
Right.
Like it's got to be just like.
Well, on that documentary I mentioned, you saw him doing jaw exercises and shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me.
It is. Yeah.
Good for him, though.
Hey.
He's got a career out.
His time of year, every year, this year, everybody talks about him.
Yeah.
Nothing else going on.
Yeah, that's true.
What we got?
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Bang! Oh. So let's frame this as who
Our
got
very
DJ
own
Jesus
Joey
Christ,
Mitts
bro.
with the big homie DJ Quick
and AMG, huh?
and AMG. Best
Can you
believe.
explain this scene? What's going on here, Joe? What is this? What movie? What
So this
music video?
was.
Yes.
What are we doing today?
We're doing a Joey Mitts exclusive.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what was funny about this?
Yeah.
It was called the song's called "Can You Work with That?"
Right.
It was. I didn't get paid a lot
Yeah.
at all. AMG was really cool. Quick became cool. He wasn't cool at first. It wasn't a great experience, and it was really fast.
Right.
But it was just. It was a music video,
Right.
and a lot of people know me from that music video. And I saw Quick because when I told him, I came up to him like his music. He goes, his music. I told him that on set. He goes, well, they don't call me DJ anymore. It's just Quick.
Just Quick.
So, Quick. I saw him at Buka,
Well,
and I can't tell the story on here because of certain language, so I won't. But
very careful. I did say big homie.
Yeah, he it was cool. He remembered me after a while talking to him. So
Right.
it was cool. Man. It was a good time. It was fun. A lot of people brought that up all the time.
this song exclusively says it's Quick, baby. I didn't drop the DJ.
yeah,
So yeah, definitely.
That's when he started doing it.
Yeah.
But he's from both of them were phenomenal.
I see a lot of comments of them saying, "I just watched this video for his hair, for Quick's hair."
But what was funny about the director that got
impeccable.
the director who got me in this gig, I worked for him
That's
before.
why I was going to ask you. How did you get this music
So
video?
How'd it come about?
he called me because I worked with him before on something, and he does the same shit all the time. You remember that scene in this when the girl's walking upstairs? And,
Yeah.
Bro, do you know who's in this? Travis Barker.
Yeah, Travis
There's
Barker's
so
in it.
many
Yeah, there's a lot of
celebrities in
people.
this video, like
Another-
big names. Melissa
another big
Ford. There's a lot of big video girls that you were involved with. I'm sure on set with.
it was a crazy experience. But what I'm saying about that girl walking up the stairs, he does that shit in everyone.
Right.
That's what Strickland does. I haven't talked to him in years, but he always called me from projects back in the day and got a little bit here and there and did some stuff. So it was a good time. It was fun. Like AMG was cool as shit though.
Nice. Yeah, I could see
can
you
only
vibing with
imagine.
him.
He
Yeah,
was
yeah.
cool as because because I remember when I got there, I told the guy, I'm playing the Mafia guy, and the dude looked at me and he goes, "You sure?" I go, "Yeah, man." So then he pulled me aside and then we started talking, and he, down with the 304 posse. And from Legends, so that was fun.
It's a dope song, man.
Are we really doing this today?
We are doing this today, man.
We doing a little something, something, brother. A little something, something.
I don't know where this is coming from. This is gonna be fun. Go ahead, Mark.
It's all
Here we
good.
go.
Let's
3,
go.
2, 1.
Oh, nice.
Boom.
I know you got something to say about this guy, huh?
James Woods.
Yeah.
I'm not a big James Woods fan.
Okay.
First thing that comes to mind with me is Family Guy, the James Woods.
See,
skit.
the first thing that comes to he's had a great career.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. A lot of people don't like him in Hollywood, but I'll tell you, Casino, he was amazing.
He's a vampire killer for crying out loud.
What about Every Given Sunday?
Right?
He's been that supporting role his whole career, but he's definitely good at it.
No, he is. I mean,
Any Given Sunday was fire.
Oh, he was great. He was
great in that.
He's got so many great lines. I mean,
Yeah.
he's had a brilliant career. I mean, you talk about he's never got a leading role. Like Steve Buscemi got his
Yeah.
Yeah.
before
Facts.
him, and I mean, he's been. I mean, even I can go back to Once Upon a Time in America.
Yeah.
It's like 4 hours long.
Yeah, but
I watch
yeah,
it now,
it's-
but brilliant career. He was a great actor.
Yeah. Great actor for sure. He definitely deserves a lead role for sure.
He has a street named after him, got a star. What more?
What more? I hear that.
3, 2, 1.
Oh yeah, I know this guy loves this guy.
You know why I like Tom Hanks? He's a Raider fan.
Yeah. Well, you watch all his movies too, bro.
He
Come
does
on.
some good shit, bro.
Right.
I mean, he
Come,
does.
elaborate. What has Tom Hanks meant to you?
Right.
He's not my inspiration, but I mean, if you look at his career, he's done everything.
Right.
I mean, he's played. I mean, one of my favorite roles here was probably League of Their Own.
Yeah, that was really good.
I mean, and then you got Save It Private Ryan. You've got I Can Go to Forrest Gump. Even the new show he just had, was it called?
Otto.
He was great in that. I mean, come on, Turner and Hooch.
Yeah.
He did the Mr. Rogers movie.
I mean,
I didn't watch that, but
big,
yeah. I mean, he's been in everything, bro.
Everything.
I mean, he's phenomenal.
Castaway.
Dude. Yeah, Castaway. What was the pirate movie with Teddy?
Which one?
Remember when he got
he was
good in that.
Yeah.
I'm the captain now.
Yeah, I'm the captain.
Captain Phillips.
Captain Phillips. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, Captain Phillips.
I think of Teddy when you say that.
Yeah,
And I mean,
yeah, he killed it.
No, phenomenal.
what else can you say, Woody?
Yeah, Woody. He's one of the best.
Yeah,
For sure, man. I always tune in with Tom. He's had a hell of a career.
He has had a
Yeah,
hell
he got
of a
some.
career.
He got some flack, right, for Elvis.
Yeah, he did.
But that's the thing. He takes risks.
He
They're not
does.
always going to pay off, but
Right.
most of them have, which is dope.
It is. I mean, him and Johnny T. Travolta. I mean, those guys. I mean, you think about their career. Oh,
yeah, for
Jesus.
sure.
You know.
Catch Me If You Can. That was
Okay.
Well, we know Mark. That's Mark's favorite movie. So yeah,
Catch Me
Catch Me
If
If
You
You
Can
Can.
is so good.
That's a really good one.
I'm a con artist at heart. So.
Okay.
I think we all.
I can't believe you just put
everybody-
your words out on the street right now with that.
That was AI. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, nice. We've had this before, but I think I like this picture the best right here. Hollywood.
You know, when I see that sign now, it meant so much more and was so different when I first came out here.
Right.
And making that journey to come out here, it wasn't that hard for me because I went to school, Fresno State, graduated, had somewhere to stay in North Hollywood, came down here. But then as the years gone on, and got on, and it's been this marathon.
Yeah.
And the marathon's not even over. But to see how the change has happened, it's been crazy. I still remember my boys would come from up north, and we'd take the subway from North Hollywood and go up the Hollywood Boulevard, and like we've taken it before. I believe. And I know Mark and we have. They said the same thing every time. This is it. Yeah, because it's not what it was. Now, back in the day in the 30s and the 40s, I would love to see in Hollywood.
Right.
Because now it's kind of dying.
Yeah.
It's sad to me.
Which strip has been more prominent, the Vegas Strip or the Hollywood Strip?
Vegas.
Really, even with the Walk of Fame.
Bro, but see, the thing about Vegas is there's a bunch of stories that haven't been told yet.
Of course.
And the
That's
casinos.
you know what I'm saying.
Some other casino stories.
There's a lot of individual stories that we don't know about.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, Vegas is. It's a different breed, of course, but I mean, there was a lot of entertainment out there back in the day. I mean, Rat Pack is famous for being in Vegas. You know what I'm
For
saying?
each star out there is probably 10 stories for each star.
Right,
Now imagine
exactly.
how many stars there is and how many stars they'll be adding.
Right.
And so
Well, old Vegas was different than new Vegas. You know?
For sure.
So
For sure.
old Vegas was mob
Right.
Vegas, and
Yeah.
now you have Wynn and
Yeah, it's all corporate.
yeah, Caesar,
Yeah.
and, MGM, and
They're all making $1 million an hour.
Facts.
Gambling, losing.
cut me in on that bag.
What's that mean to you, P?
Hollywood. I mean, other than hiking up to see it here and there. Getting ready for stuff. I think the illusion of what it should be versus of what it is. Like Joe's alluding to, there's a lot of backstories or whatever, but there's a lot of dark stories that come with Hollywood.
Facts.
And the fact that a lot of people come out here just to chase their dreams and stuff, and they get a whole bunch of, BS instead of rainbows and sunshines. I think they should just go ahead and just call it Hollywood.
I think it's been like that for
Draco.
years. I mean, if you look at it, it's just it's horrible how the way it looks. It's horrible.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you guys this too. I was gonna say, what would you tell people that see that sign and they, are committed to making a move out here, thinking that it's, as you said, sunshine and rainbows, or a place to thrive? What advice would you give them? I remember the advice you gave me, Joe, when I first got here. I remember in the first week or two when I started working and met Joe. He told me, a certain saying, and I'm sure he's gonna tell you guys now, but it's.
I mean, I just said marathon and sprint, but the thing is, you just can't. You got to call everybody on their bluff.
Right.
Everybody still be bullshitting out here.
Right.
And that was going on for years and years and years. But you get to a point, and it's just everyday life. for me now. But now, if I told someone new, there's so many. They don't even film out here as much as they do.
Nope.
Everything has changed so much. You can do it anywhere. You know.
There's more filming going on in the valley where we live.
Well, that's fun. But when I say that, I talk about like L.A. in general.
Georgia, too.
Yeah, see, they go to Georgia.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they go to
Mississippi.
Georgia.
Well,
Tyler Perry.
it's expensive to make a film here.
It is.
It's because California in general.
Yeah.
You know. What did I tell you when you first came here?
Oh, I'll gladly say it. You told me, said, look, dude, it's like, look, everybody comes out here with a dream, right? And everybody wants to like make it. And you are so gun-ho on what your dream is right now, but you got to face facts and the reality of things and take it slow and seize every opportunity, but be smart about the opportunities, because what you said, you alluded to, is that there's a lot of snakes and there's a lot of people that'll backstab you and get you done dirty. Because, you know, I was like, I got this going. You're like, hold on, young boy. Listen.
Well, I remember.
Pump your brakes, homie.
You know,
Pump your brakes.
the time I met you, like I was out here for a few years, and I remember Mark knew him, a friend of ours, FJ, and we would talk about it all the time. I mean, dude, when you first get out here as an actor, it would take years for your headshot to get circulated.
Right.
You know, you were just starting if you were there a couple of years, and people want everything like that now. I mean, it takes years and years.
That's for success.
Overnight used to be 10 years, 15 years. That's what they say. That's an overnight success. So it's like I said, I just don't think, I think everybody now, especially how things are with the younger generation, they want everything handed to them. I mean, that's a lot of work still, man. You still got to be ready to go.
Yeah. Facts.
I guess people can achieve Hollywood just from the access to their phone.
Well, a lot of people that listen to our podcast, they understand this. Like they see this and they think glitz and glamour. Yeah, and this place will take your life.
Yeah.
It'll suck the life out of you if you let it. It really will.
And that's one thing I have to say. And since all of a sudden I found out this episode is going to be about me, I would have to tell you, both of you gentlemen, that you guys kind of saved me, because I was on my I still am. I'm on my last steps, baby. Like I've had success. Success is never, I believe it, that word again, when you say success, I think sometimes it's misconstrued. I mean, success can mean so many things.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think I was successful after, when I graduated college, I toured to play. Like people dream years of doing that. I've been paid to be an actor. And the thing is, like, I was on my last, I'm getting back, I'm motivated again. I'm happy.
Right.
There you go.
You two helped me get my fire back, as I like to say. Because this is a platform that is really good for everything that I want to do and been doing with you guys, and I'm very blessed. And thank you too, Mark, because Mark was pushing me for years to do shit like this. Yeah, and it all came together. So if it was anybody in this room, my growth was I was always growing, but my growth started when I started doing this.
Nice.
So I just want to thank both of you.
Love it, man. For sure, big dog.
One of these,
Go ahead.
Let's do it. And Mark's got an invisible one.
And that's just the truth.
Said, big
and
dog.
anybody that knows me knows I'm a very truthful human being. I'm very loyal. And it's been a long road, man. And like I said, I'm only halfway through the marathon.
All right.
Because it's just, you got to keep on driving.
So much more.
Just like what Press Play said.
Yeah.
Show up.
More. So much more.
Show up.
Yep.
Show up. So
much more to accomplish. We have,
for sure.
Where we going, P?
All right, it was at the.
It's a wrap.
That was it.
That sounds like
wrap it up. Okay. Wrap that shit up, B. Wrap that shit up, B.
All right, so since this is a little bit about Joe, I don't want to get his head.
His head too big. No, we just want you to get to know Joe, right?
This is a dive into the big
right. Yeah.
So you are an actor.
Right.
Current. You said the word STAG, right? Or SAG. There you go, SAG.
Actors Guild,
Now, for the compadres at home who do not know what that means, explain to them what a SAG is.
So that's the Screen Actors Guild. I've been a SAG member for about 19 years. I do union work, which means that's what SAG is. So there's guidelines that have to be done. You have to be paid a certain amount. There's, meal penalties. There's rules. It's just basically rules that are protected. You're protected when you act. So there's no, unconstitutional labor laws broken, and you get paid a rate that you're supposed to get paid, and the money has to be on time, and that's what I do.
Okay.
Besides a bunch of other shit that I'll get to later.
So how do you apply? How do you get involved?
Well, I mean, I don't know what the rules are. Last time I recall, you had to before SAG and AFTRA joined. AFTRA was another union that was just television only or sitcoms only at the time, and anybody can go down there and join that union.
Right.
But when they merged, I don't know what the rules are now because I got into both of them at different times.
Right.
So when I got in the Screen Actors Guild, it was either I did a commercial, so they had to Taft-Hartley you. Means I didn't have it. They would pay the extra money for me being in the union, and then I had to pay the dues and do all that because I have to pay dues every month on this. Oh no, excuse me, every 6 months.
It's like 30. Isn't like 3,200 now?
I bought in for I think 12. So now it's just like everything else. I mean, tuition at college is inflation. So
right.
Yeah, that's it's still my I haven't said that in a while, but that is my proudest thing in my wallet.
There you go, bro.
Not my credit cards. That is.
He hasn't said it in a while, but when he did say it,
he did say
felt it.
I felt it too.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I used to love that thing. I still do, but I think with acting and everything else in life, I think you fall in and love when you're in love with something, you fall in and out.
Right.
That's what happens.
It does.
It just doesn't happen well with relationships. If you fall in love with someone, then she don't come back usually.
He just spits some
don't
game
get
right
me
there.
started.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So
it's true, man. Like you could love somebody and be in love with somebody, but temptation comes around the corner and you just fall short because it's something that you desire, right?
Hey, Mark. Can I get my sound effects so I can swim out of that subject? Yes, we're swimming out of that one.
Well, I was trying to segue into something else.
I know what he was doing. But I think it's the rejection, bro. You have to. I mean, it's like I told Lance. If everybody was listening earlier, what I said to him when he moved out here, you have to have a thick skin because there's so many variables that go into every project you audition for. Sure, that are completely out of your control.
Facts.
And you got to come out here for the right reasons and hang around the right people. That's what I always feel like, because when I first moved here from Detroit, I went to this place called the Eclectic Cafe over on Lancashire.
Right.
And I asked the waitress, like, hey, where should I live? Like, I don't know anything. And she was like, she said Magnolia Boulevard is nice in Sherman Oaks.
Right.
She said stay just south of Magnolia. She said it was her. I lived right on the south side of Magnolia, and the way things happened, I almost got a job at Blockbuster, but they wouldn't let me go back to Michigan for the holiday. So I was like, oh, thank God they didn't, because then I got a job at Buca de Beppo, Home Depot, and I started meeting my new friends and family that became my family, and that's how Joe and I met. So it's like, instead of coming out here for the wrong reasons, coming out here for the fame or something, I was, I still, was really excited and thought I could do it quick, which that's like Joe said, you got to take your time with it, but you got to be around the right people and do it for the right reasons. And then you can have longevity, and longevity turns into success, and success turns into happiness. Facts. Or maybe even put happiness first, and then the success will come. Yeah. But that's what's so cool about alignment, and then like the digital era and stuff too, taking advantage of that. And you could be anywhere, but yeah, I'm on the same page with all of that.
Yeah, man.
And I think people don't realize when we go out here, there's a lot of distractions. I mean, we have a mutual friend. I'm not going to say his name. He used to say it all the time when he left Buca Encino. I got all these distraction dogs that drive around Ventura Boulevard. He just would name every bar, every block. He's like, you just got to get home. And I think that's what happens when you're young and you're moving out here. There's so much going on. You want to go do this. You want to, hang out and do this. And then you get to a certain age, and then you realize, and I've talked about this, and I hope I'm not repeating myself, when you have those core people that you know out here and you hang out, they're gone. Yeah. I worked at Buca for 15 years. Yeah. I talked to maybe 6 people. Yeah. And I went through, I don't know how many hundreds. Right. Then I got people coming up to me and asking me if I know who they are, and I did this and this. No, I don't remember your ass. I'm sorry. I see you on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? I follow you. It's just funny to me because you run into so many people.
Meat riders.
Exactly. Because now
man, that was so good.
Now the circle's gotten so small. Now I like the silence.
Right.
That's what I'm starting to enjoy the silence.
I will say this though. Outside all that, because everything everybody said is 100% factual. Everybody, I will say this though. If you are out here in California or the Los Angeles County or whatever you want to call it, there is opportunity, right?
Of course.
There's things that that are good because there's things that you wouldn't even have in your mindset if you were in another place that didn't have, you know, the available attributes or you know,
resources,
amenities or you know,
Mm-hmm.
things that, you know, are catered to you if you are an entertainer, entrepreneur, or something like that. So, you know, there is opportunity. You just got to make the best of it, right? And deviate the swamp pit. So
Yeah, land of opportunity. I still believe it's
It is.
land of
It
opportunities
really
more
is.
than, but you just got to be able to do it
Yep.
right. And people are fleeing, and it's different.
facts.
But it is the land of opportunities.
It is.
if you are here for the right reasons.
Right.
So true, dude. It really is.
So Salinas, California, man.
Where you from, Joe?
Salinas, California, baby.
Yes, beautiful
What do they
thing,
call it?
but,
What do they call
The
it?
salad bowl.
Slow.
The
Slow.
salad, no, the salad bowl. It's the salad bowl.
Hey,
I'm from
Lettuce
the lettuce
country,
capital of the
lettuce
world.
capital.
And I love saying it. I mean,
Yeah.
I say it all the time, and I'm proud where I'm from. Shout out to everybody back home that watches this. Your support. You know, it really did touch me because I had some shit going on when I went back home.
That's what I was going to
It's like personal. You know, just life. You know, no one did anything wrong to me because you make your own mistakes. I don't blame anybody, and I've said that before too. But I just had things going on. I had to get away. And to go back home and to see some people, man, it just really, it woke me up. And I think all of them, you know, they're all good friends. And those are the ones like, you know, I can call on a dime and they'll answer the phone. And it happened yesterday. My boy called me a couple weeks ago and I didn't answer the phone, and then he called again with my other boy. He's like, "What are you trying to do? Ghost me, big man?" And I'm like,
You already changed
I'm
your
looking,
name.
I'm looking at the phone and shit. And I listen to the man. I go, "Is this motherfucker serious?" Like, let me holler at him. So you know, I mean, that's just, and I'm proud where I'm from. You know, because it's always fun to me because everybody thinks I'm from New York and this and that. And
Right.
I got to sit there and talk about, you know, I'm proud. I love it. You know, so
Yeah, and I wanted to ask the question of, now this last time that you left home, was it harder leaving home this last time or the first time that you left? When you
the last time.
the last time was harder than the first time?
Yeah, because the first time when I left home in like, I want to say like
18.
No,
I was gonna say, don't age yourself. Nah,
I
I'm just
left.
joking.
I blew my knee out in football. I had to have surgery.
BC.
So in '97, I went to Sonora, California, and played junior college golf there. That was the first time I left. So then I came back. Then I went to Fresno State. And then I came out here.
Okay.
So, you know, but no, last time was tough because I never can spend enough time.
Right.
And I can. I just don't do it.
Well,
I need to.
Let me ask you this: how important is your mom and your dad and your family to you?
One thing that you'll never hear me complain about, I've been blessed with two parents that love me, that supported me, that have always been there for me. There's a big shout out to them because I hear horror stories, and we all have dysfunctionality families, okay?
Right.
And there's dysfunction on mine on both sides.
Right.
But my mom and dad, I couldn't ask for anything better. Always.
Big shout out to your pops, who's a veteran.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
And big shout out to your moms, too.
yeah.
I still
Cooks.
appreciate the cookies.
Yeah, they come and say, yeah.
I still appreciate it, man.
Do we want to talk about other family, or are we going to leave that alone?
We can leave it alone. I mean,
Okay.
you know,
Got you.
I mean, it's just
For sure.
It just, and what a lot of people
Hey.
they don't understand. I mean, they know about my last name and my
Right.
Sicilian side, but I also have Scottish blood too. And,
Got you.
You know, my mom's side of the family, I was really close to my grandpa and my grandma. They both passed. I never met my other grandpa on my other side of my family, on the Sicilian side, that had Italian restaurants out here in the 60s and 70s, and he died of a heart attack unexpectedly before I was born. Yeah, and there was a lot. I mean, we've talked behind the scenes about some shit. Like, I'm not really close with any of them, and it is what it is.
Got
and
you.
That's life.
It
and
is.
I don't make excuses for it. I just go on. Like I said, I mean, I'd be surprised in this room if someone has a family member that they never had a problem with, or still have a problem with, or have someone up, because that's just the way life is.
That's how
man.
it
It's
is.
on the journey that we went on.
Me
You
and
know,
my sister
So-
get into it every day.
Is blood really thicker than water?
well, I'll tell you what, the whole family thing, I mean, I don't think you need to be blood to be family. I believe in that.
I believe
in
that
100%. So,
1,000%.
You know,
Yeah.
friends become family.
Let me be the antithesis on this and say, so what about people with like sons with
Right.
mommy issues and daughters with daddy issues? Isn't that so weird, right? It's a human trait, right? It really sends people into downward spirals.
No, I get it, but I
Like,
mean, go ahead, P.
No, I was gonna say-
go ahead. No, go ahead.
It really depends because there's certain trauma that's really hard for people to get over.
Right.
And it's like certain guidance in positions in life that you're still going to need, whether you're a minor or an adult. You know, there's still going to be aspects of life that your parents should be there to guide you through.
Right.
You know, so like, I don't think, you know, there's an age limit to where your parents should kind of cut off or you don't get guidance from them.
Right.
You're still a product of them.
Yeah, my mom loved me a million times, but at 18, she was like, "Get the fuck out my house."
Now, yeah, creating responsibilities is love.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
still
Creating responsibilities and making you an adult at that point, yeah, that's love. But what I'm saying is, you know, respectfully, you know,
Yeah.
rest peace.
Yeah.
If the position was still there to be filled, it will be filled.
Right.
So the guidance will still be given, regardless on your age.
Yeah.
So I feel like those relationships between parents and children, regardless on how old the children get, should always be there and it should be solid, regardless on how it falls off or whatever.
Right.
You know, it takes two to tango, but it also takes a mature individual, regardless on if it's the child or the parent.
Right.
You gotta just bridge the gap.
Huh? What do you think, Joe?
Back to what you were saying. I mean, I think it does affect some people. I've known plenty of people that have been, you know, abused mentally, physically, sexually.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's
you know,
terrible.
Yeah.
And I think that has some, you know, that's a lot of therapy because you have to remember. I remember one friend of mine. She would tell me, you know, that was the first person I was supposed to trust. Was her father, and he her. And if you look at it that way, it's fucked up, bro.
That's
I mean, there's
terrible.
some fucked up people out there, and I'm glad that we have all these agencies, everything, trying to crack down on these people because I can't stand it.
That's terrible.
It's just horrible. You know.
We can definitely allude to this and stuff, and I'm definitely not going to get personal about anything. But I will say this: parents, be careful and mindful of who you leave your kids
Yep,
with.
exactly.
And period.
That has to be
period.
true.
Because sometimes it can be the closest person to you, and
Yep.
you're not realizing it, and you're just being naive of it, and that child is going to go on with that trauma and that hurt. So this is all what we're saying. Each one can teach one, and if it's something knowledge that we can give to prevent, then that definitely needs to be given out.
Truth.
No, I
crazy.
agree. That's great what you just said, Pete. But I also think now, back in the day, you had to keep quiet about it.
Yeah.
Now I believe social media and everything helped to expand that and catch all these people that are doing it because it's everywhere.
Well, people take it serious.
Yeah, they
You know,
should.
it's
Shit,
a serious topic. You know, we don't even talk about what happens in prisons and people like that.
Yeah.
I can allude to this as well. Yeah, it's crazy. It's
crazy.
I can allude to this though because this is on actually my very first episode.
Right.
I was having a conversation with the teacher, and it was how can we as people do a better job with connecting the student with the teacher with the parents, and there's no emotional manipulation going on where the kid is not saying what they should be saying. How can we make it easier for people to come forth and express themselves with these situations?
Yeah. Very true.
Including in school, because a lot of these situations can't happen in school, or a lot of times the kids leave wherever this is going on and go to school, and now for however many hours they're just sitting there in that trauma and wanting to tell someone, and unfortunately sometimes fortunately they tell the teacher, and then now you put that teacher in a position to where someone has to intervene. So just be mindful, man. You just don't know who, what, where, when, and you don't want to know how and why.
Exactly.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it's horrifying.
Yeah. Well, let me change gears real quick, and I know. Let me just ask this, guys. So, as Joe said, he's bartended for a long time. Facts. So I wanted to ask you, dude. So, have you ever used any of your experiences bartending into your acting position? Okay, yeah. So talk a little bit about that.
I brought this shit up earlier about how you guys helped me, hang on and keep on pursuing. But what really happened was, as I got my stage back.
Gotcha. I hear you.
When I'm behind the bar,
listen up.
And Mark knows his shit too. And I've had conversations with him before about this, about his acting coach. I just get so comfortable. I can talk to anybody.
Right.
about anything almost. I won't talk about a couple things that shouldn't be discussed at a bar, politics or religion. I'll talk about anything else.
Right.
And I can gab with anybody, and I'm just comfortable. I just flow with it. And I do think it's a form of acting, because at the end of the day, acting is just emoting your emotions and making it look real.
Clip that, Ricky.
Yes.
I mean, that's how I was never taught that. But going through all the theories and all the, all the techniques that we all do, that they will all do, actors, and there's a lot out there. And you got to find out what's for you. But at the end of the day, it's about having a conversation with anybody at any time.
Right. And that's bartending / acting. That's
well, I mean, I've never been like, everybody knows, like I don't put on fake smiles. I hate when people say smile. You smile at your job all damn day. I'll smile when I want to smile. Yeah, but you ain't running around in shit, you know.
I mean, I'm not running around in shit, but I am running around in heat, getting
you know,
shit done.
you running around back and forth, getting this, getting that. I'm not going to sit around. I can't do that.
Joe, I will say this: working with Joe, and I take the same custom as you do. I'm really smiley.
Puts that shit on fucking.
I'm
sick.
really like selling the
If you cheese, you get more cheese. That's what I was telling
But Joe, I'm telling you, I swear to God, dude, his tactic, it works. He makes money. People give him $100 handshakes, because.
Why you put my business on the street?
I'm just saying.
that at the table real quick.
Old school people understand what a $100 Mark, you know what a $100 handshake
I remember one time at Buka, somebody I noticed like somebody wanted Joe to like them. So it was like you would get that extra money because they want to win. They want to win Joe over, and it wasn't like you're walking around angry, but they want Joe to like them, and then they want to slide him a little extra.
Yes, and all the time, people would always come up to me like, "Hey, can you go talk to Joe?"
That's the number one.
I find it so funny because,
swear to God,
it's just like because the thing about me is about working in a restaurant sometimes or bartending. It doesn't happen so much more, but back then. You motherfuckers don't do shit. I'm flying around, running I'm focused on what I'm doing, making money.
I think it's a strong superpower.
It is. Right. It really is.
That's like the two stories that I hear from people when I first meet them and they tell me about Joe.
This is strong.
So I had to ask somebody if they could help me with him because I was scared. Or
get that shit. I never have.
They do the sacred Joe impression.
Right.
You know what? I love that. I think it's funny because it's like I was telling someone the other day, if I stop talking shit to you, you better start working.
Yeah.
That means I don't like you no more. And that's an old school thing, especially the way everybody's sensitive now.
So funny.
I talk a lot of shit and I have fun. And that's just what it is.
If you're not laughing,
you ain't living.
There we go.
I mean, that's what it is. I mean, and everybody's so serious. And you can't have talks, and you can't do this, and it's been a blessing. Like I said, I already brought up home once, but there's a couple people out there to watch this, and I'm not going to name drop you for a number of reasons. You guys, they've really supported me. I've talked to a friend of mine. I used to call her the fixer. And she would tell me every time, it's not time to come home yet. It's not time to come home yet. It's not time. And it hasn't been time. So I'm still out here it has to do with that whole thing, that grind of being a bartender.
Right.
The auditions, just getting up in the morning.
Facts.
The traffic, everything that goes on in this area now and how expensive it is and everything going on. It's not made for anybody.
It's not.
It's not. But Mark was.
Well, at least you got the lay of the land, bro, and you know what's real and what's not.
Right.
And like you said, man, like, you got a stage again, dude. And we're so happy and proud for you to be part of this, dude, for sure.
Yeah, no, what's really funny to me is the whole voice thing.
Right.
Everybody
New
talks
York
about the voice.
He's from New York.
Or
It just
Joey
trips
Diaz
me out. It just trips me out. I don't think it. And you know what? Maybe it is a nice voice. People like it. I don't know. It's just so funny because they always remember me by my voice, my hands, and my eyes. And then I'm big. But that voice, they always bring it. I heard the Joey Diaz thing the other day, and I go, dude, bro, have you heard Joey Diaz?
I know, right?
He's so funny though. Dude.
He
That
is
guy's fucking hilarious. I love to meet him. Well, I have met him before, but we were on an audition. But that dude,
I would say you guys probably cursed us about them.
oh, he's funny. When
His stories are funny.
Oh, he's hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Funny, especially when he says cocksucker.
There we go. Because it's out of breath
cocksucker.
every time he talks. What you got for him, P?
If there could be one thing that you would have done differently with your, I guess, because you alluded to this doing plays, and we talked about
Oh, yeah, we talked about this earlier.
If there could be one thing you could have done differently in plays, what would it have been?
I'm going to turn this around a little bit. Okay. One thing I would have done was, instead of going to Fresno State and receiving a degree in theater arts, in the emphasis of acting, okay, I would have just moved out here.
And just flat.
I just would have done it because I mean the theater was fun, and I did a lot of plays and I had fun, and it's a lot of work, and real actors come from there. They say blah blah blah. I would have just came out here and just ran it.
So you think that the opportunities that you would have came out here on your own would have been greater than opportunities you got through the?
Well, I didn't get that much when I came out here after going to school. I knew a few people. I knew people that were in theater departments or programs out here, or also with the theater company out here. I didn't know that many people, and the ones I did were from Fresno State that weren't really trying to do anything. No disrespect. I'm just saying it is what it is. And I also wanted to do film and TV in commercials, and there was a few little departments there that did it, but I was all theater, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just I probably would have made that if I wanted to do it over again. I just would have moved here. Like Tommy said his story, Tommy moved out
it right here,
just done it, and I would have been in a better position maybe.
Nothing wrong with plays. I did Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, no, plays are great. I mean, theater is amazing, but the thing is, it's just that this is really not a theater town. I just would have hit the ground running out here instead of not wasting, but 4 years of education, everything,
Instead of in Broadway in New York, and you get booked in.
Exactly.
Well, I get the difference, and I'm sure a lot of people at home do, but theatrical actors are, they get some you got to, I mean. You see some of these guys and you're like, what? Oh, damn, he went to Juilliard? Oh my God. Let me say this. For you guys at home that don't know, Joe is really big into his friends, right? He shows a lot of people love. And there's a moment that I wanted to bring on screen for you guys. All right. So let me explain.
That is
this.
not me, by the way.
That's not.
That is not.
No.
Let me explain this though. Let me explain this. You'll get the point. All right. So this is during
COVID.
the C word, big COVID,
Yeah,
pandemic time, right? And and nobody's seen each other for so long, right? And we didn't know each other at this point. So, but these guys came over, checked on me. We all hung out. See that joint I have in my hand?
Of course. That was the first thing my eyes caught.
And look at Joe Beard. This was a moment that, I remember that it's sketched in my brain about, Joe's loyalty of being a good homie and good friend and checking on his people, man. What do you got to say about this photo, Joe?
You know why I remember this? I remember the hashtag said 6 feet apart. You see the homies
It was
6
hilarious.
feet apart, right?
Yes.
No, I just got that whip. I just got my car.
At Altima, yeah.
And I was down by Nissan, and then I think Manny, I don't know how that old, but I remember coming over and we kicked it for like an hour and a half, bro, just outside.
Just chilling. Hanging. Talking. Been a year. We ain't seen each other in 6-7 years. 6-7 months.
Yeah. It was pretty crazy.
It was.
I mean, Lance is in his, everybody was in sweats and shit.
Yeah.
Man, just
Sitting at
look, I'm all
this is the height of
looking like a scruff daddy.
hell yeah. That's a good pitch. I'm glad you pulled that up.
Dude.
Is that a Las Vegas hat you're wearing?
I only wear the shield. I don't wear the other shit. Now that one says Oakland, California on the actually
That was a good one. Man. Yeah, I just thought that was cool, dude. That was cool, man. That was a good photo, dude. And like I said, I remember that.
Yeah,
tough,
I remember that whole time.
Me
I think
too.
we did it a couple times.
We did, but that was the first one, Cool.
Manny will like that. Manny will trip out on that.
What you got for him, Pete?
Man, so I do not have a photo for this one. And before we get into the positive period of the podcast, I want to just definitely give, you go to Nuggets, not flowers. Flowers die. But it was the picture of when we all went out for Lance's birthday.
Oh, I got that.
Now I have it too. It's like
know.
So
So
the best thing about the picture and everything, or just that day, was though you were very irritated, you still were down for the cause. Are we gonna eat here? No, we're gonna get some drinks first. Well, I'm hungry. I told you I was hungry before I came. We need to eat. Then, when we finally decide where we're going to eat,
True.
place was closed. What did we end up with? McDonald's.
On Lance's birthday.
We didn't tell this story yet on the
Yeah,
pod.
we did.
No,
Yeah,
we talked
we
about
did.
it.
Alluded
We
to
didn't.
that when we go into you.
Oh, did we?
I think we did. Yeah. But dude, come on, bro. We were in Hollywood, of all places. We're walking
Exactly.
around everywhere. We were like going on a hike.
Right.
No, Lance is up
People
here.
don't,
it's up
they
there.
don't realize that.
But one thing I can say,
Up
dude,
here it is. Mark's got us.
you kept going. You kept
It's coming.
going with this.
Yeah, he did.
No, of course. I wasn't going to leave you all. Shit, we come together, we leave together.
It's the same thing as we.
It's
as
right
when
there.
we. Yeah, it's right there. It's just the same thing. Yeah, right there. Yeah, that was the time.
Yep, man. LeBron James.
Remember, Joe was like, "I don't like that background at all."
I don't like that
I was being serious, but hey, it is what it is.
Didn't you buy some kicks there?
I bought a couple pairs.
It makes me
That's the other thing. We were walking around over fucking Hollywood, and I got a fucking bag the whole fucking time.
It looks like I'm bigger than Joe, but I think Joe's taller than me. I think the floor
I
just
think
looked
I was
like
slouching.
that. Yeah, something like that.
I know I was
That's
slouching because
crazy,
I'm
bro.
the tallest person out of us three.
That was like
I was
the second
slouching major.
That was like the second time we hung out.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah,
That's
man.
crazy.
But yeah, but still, he was down with the cause.
He was.
Yeah,
down
it
to
was.
get down, man.
Well, I just got out of work,
Yeah.
I know.
and it was the whole thing, and I didn't eat, and I was hungry, and then,
Yep.
we started drinking, and then we went on the fucking hike.
We did not have a Snickers. We did not have a Snickers for him.
Let's get serious though. Joe.
Yes.
So, growth. We talk about it all
Right.
week, every
do.
time.
Yeah.
So for you, what is the definition of growth to our younger viewers that are listening and watching? Hopefully on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, all the streaming forms that we have. Right. What is the definition of that to you, man? What can you say you can put behind? Oh, I've had growth.
You got to leave all the bullshit behind and go.
Okay.
I mean, you got to be ready for change. Everybody doesn't want to change sometimes, but you have to because you're in certain situations.
Right.
And for me, it was a relationship that I had to get rid of, and it was bogging me down. But it also, it's when who you surround your people around, who's around you. Like I said before, when I even know you, there's no one around anymore. They're all gone.
Right.
And I bring it up if you want to come back, that's cool. But you don't have those people that want to ride or die with you anymore. And when you got to change, you got to know when to let people go. Growth is moving forward from mistakes that you made and don't do them again. Breathe once in a while. You know, I mean, everyone gets to breathe, and that's even growth because we let the little things get us so upset. And there's no reason to. We don't have that much time left. We don't.
Good advice.
And just to breathe and walk is a beautiful fucking thing.
It is.
And I believe in that growth thing
Because, I mean, it's true.
you got to do it. Over the weekend, I had to do a big form of growing.
Right.
Which was get rid of a box. I don't want to say the Xbox, but I got rid of the box. And if a lot of people know, it was a big cancer in my room. And even though my room is my sanctuary, it still was zapping me of my superpower.
Facts.
So like, no, you gotta make sacrifices.
Yeah, you have to. And you got to just take care of yourself. I mean, everybody who knows me, I'm not selfish. I'm not about myself. But now I'm really, really cautious of who I'm bringing in, who I'm hanging with, who I'm surrounding myself. I'm fine chilling at the pad with Howie. Silence. It's a beautiful thing.
Until he sees a weirdo.
Oh, that just happened. You know?
It's funny how life grows into that,
Yeah, it
right?
does.
Yeah, it's funny how life really does. I mean, you get to a point where I remember counting the weekends, you're like, oh, Friday, Saturday, that's week, and then you can't wait. And then, when you get a little older and you start realizing there's things that are way more important.
Right.
Silence and having time to yourself and
Right.
being able to have
and
personal time where you could take a shower, go work out, eat your food, it's like chill, relax time, man. I get that for sure, bro.
All right, ComPODres, just quickly, we are at the positive period of the podcast.
Are we?
We're going to leave them with some positivity for the week until next episode.
Okay.
Okay, so who would like to take this first?
I don't think I've done enough talking for the day. One of you two
Nah,
can
bro.
have it.
I got actually, you know what? I'm gonna use my positive piece for this. I'm gonna say this. So I want to ask Joe one more question, right?
Right.
And just be positive with it, so it ties into it. So I want you to describe, the whole play behind you transitioning into this being a stage that you're on now, that you're enjoying, and where you were before that into where you are now, right? So imagine, when you didn't have the stage that you did, that you do have now versus that you do have it now, right? So can you give a correlation between that?
Of course. I mean, it was during the C word. We can say
Yeah.
I left Buka because I was unhappy. I had some shit going on, and then I got into property management. And
Gotcha.
it probably the best thing that happened to me because I'll never do that again. And I had to deal with a bunch of shit. And my boss would always reference it as if they're like regulars. No, they're not. Homeowners not like regulars.
Right.
It's a bunch of shit you have to deal with. There was nothing positive out of it. And then knowing how much I missed everything, and I was still going to auditions. I booked a few things, and I was even talking to Mark at the time. I was still doing some things, but the thing I missed was the interaction with people that were happy and positive, and you want to make a difference for them in the day.
Right. Yes.
I always tell people, if you come through that door pissed off, I'll try to change it. Okay, but if you come in a good mood and I screw that up, that's my bad. So. Yeah, that's what I really missed, is that I'm about human connection. I'm about energy. I never thought I'd be such an energy person, but I can read that shit like that now, man.
Nice.
So that's how I am.
Nice. Good positive point, bro. Yeah. I had to get that in there, bro. I had to. I wanted to hear that.
I know.
And that's going to help a lot of people, man.
I hope so.
Seriously.
I mean, I appreciate when I help, because there's people that still help me, and I know I've helped some people, but if we all just help each other, it'd be a better world.
Completely.
But we're not at that point, and I don't think we will again, and that's what fucking pisses me off.
Well, that actually rolls into my positive period. Funny.
Hilarious.
Flip that over.
Yeah.
People,
Sorry, P.
Can we please stop with this fake cheerleading?
Ooh.
Cheering people on because you feel like you're attached to their winnings. Like really, really, really like and this ain't, trying to live for likes or anything like that or nothing, but I'm seeing more people show more love to artists or entertainers that don't even know of their existence.
Right.
That's a
Less
good
than
point.
the people that reach out and say happy birthday.
Yeah. Right.
So it's just like, admire your friends and really cheer them on, whether you are attached to their winnings or not. But then also just, give what you really want in return. Yeah. Seriously, this whole fake cheerleading stuff, like I'm done with it.
And it's turned into such a big problem right now.
Done with
for sure.
it. So like, just be A1 from day one.
Yeah. We heard this before and we discussed it before, but it's totally right, man. It's becoming, and like some people look at it like haters are a sign to success. And like what I posted on Instagram yesterday, when you get so close to something good, it tries to break you, right? So you just got to stay strong through those moments. And like, I would just advise all of us, everybody at home, like, man, let's just leave that let them do what they do, bro.
Right.
Oh, okay. So then I guess the angle I was getting at wasn't really picked up. It was more so people show real love to the people who really love you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's
Makes
what
sense.
I was saying.
Makes sense.
If you got all the time to like and love the person who don't even know of your existence, put that same time into the real people around you.
Master P.
That's what I was trying to say.
Got you. So don't, I get it now. Yeah, my bad. I misspoke. I didn't understand.
We good.
What do they call you, Sugar Man? No,
Yeah, he smoothed that right over, didn't he?
Sugar Man, P, laying that shit down, bro.
Because it is, man. You're so right, bro. So many people don't show love. You're right. And then they at fake show love.
Right.
100%.
And then it's just like, when you get to that success that we were speaking of and stuff like that, it's like that's when the people start coming out of the weeds and stuff and the snakes come out the grass. Yes. And it's just like, man,
I get it. Facts.
Should have been A1 from day one.
Day one. That I like that. We should put that in our bio. A1 from day one.
That too, yeah.
A1 from day one.
Should do that.
For sure. Yeah.
Anything else with anybody?
I think Joe said you're Gucci.
That was a great one.
Hold on, let's hear you say that, Joe.
Gucci. Let's get Gucci with it.
I had him stuck on that
get
shit.
Gucci with it.
Well, we wanted to be a lot more funny on this thing, but we took a good dive into you, man. I think everybody get to know you.
I was
bro.
a little bit surprised by it. So.
Yeah, good.
But also, it shared with the ComPODres at home, like, the different adventures that your life has been on and different journeys and stuff.
For sure.
All the way up to this point.
Right.
So sick.
Yeah.
No doubt. Joe's a real one, y'all. Mm-hmm. Everybody up here is.
I appreciate you guys taking the time to do it. Will you be behind this today, too? You knew about this?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
You know where
mastermind.
I know where your loyalties
Come on, man.
fucking are now.
Down with the team.
No, I appreciate you guys. It was fun. Thank
No,
you guys.
you are appreciated, brother.
sure,
and
man.
you compadres at home are appreciated. You know what time it is. It's at COMPODRES. Emphasis on the POD.
Yes,
To my left, the ill son himself.
I am _ill son.
And to my right, Joe Rosati himself.
At the real Joe Rosati.
And I am SB Press. Like that, compadres,
I
we're
need
going.
all the wins. Yeah, ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits. Yeah, gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets. Yeah.